Mittal. I am past president of Indian Association of Structural Engineers. I am also involved with all these issues and many other professional issues also. I have worked with Mr. Mahinder Raj on such issues, on engineers bill also. Now, Shrikant, can you just highlight these points, or what issue you have with the draft engineers bill? What do you think?
One small incident that took place about 20 years back with me, so that you will realize why the bill is required. May not be for the front benches, but for our student friends and juniors. See, in 2008, there was an advertisement in the news media asking, required an architect. With due regards, it is not against any professional. Please just try to understand what I am going to tell. Required an architect for the works mentioned below. They had listed the works. Number 1, surveying. Number 2, soil exploration. Number 3, structural designs. Number 4, tender documentation. Number 5, bill checking and supervision. It was for KSRTC garage building. That is for the repairs and maintenance. So that was around 3.5 acres or so. So they wanted to do the surveying and those works. Then it attracted me, and I wrote a letter stating that it pertains to a civil engineer. Please allow me to compete for that. They did not reply. Then I approached. That time I was also new. Then ACC was there, and ACC Bangalore Center people wrote a letter and things like that. They did not respond. Finally, in my name, the case was, writ petition was filed in the High Court, Karnataka High Court. And on the day when it came for the hearing, the judge, you please listen carefully what the judge said. He said, I know everything about this case. The lawyers need not argue anything, need not say anything. First of all, this particular advertisement has not been read properly by the petitioner. This particular work is for the pre-construction stage work. And as far as I know, and to the best of my knowledge, all pre-construction stage works will be done by an architect and not by civil engineer. Okay, this is point number 1. Number 2, he said, see, this particular advertisement, if it affects so many civil engineers, there are more civil engineers, maybe 10 times than the architects. A flood of applications should have come to the court. You have come alone, means you have not read it properly. That is 2. Point number 2. Number 3, he also said, see, recently I have constructed my building. All the drawings were furnished by an architect. Civil engineer only constructed it. So, when they call for the tender, if they don't consider you for the construction, you please come to me, I will give you the stay. I will consider your case. This is what the verdict came from the Karnataka High Court. Unfortunately, that time I was not further, took it, further and all that. I stopped there only. I started investigating myself why all these things are happening, why the public are not aware of what a civil engineer is capable of. Then another incident similarly happened in many places. In one of the government works which I was a consultant, he asked to do compulsorily for RCC design for, say, some retaining wall for M15 only. I said, no, as per 456-2000, minimum grade is M20. And for retaining wall, we should go for higher grade M25 and above. Then he said, no, our Karnataka State PWD, we have got SR only for M15, you please do that. I said, I am not going to do it. So then there's some dispute or other thing started, and it went to the higher authorities, and the meeting was called. Then I said, sir, this is the code. How can I violate the code? Then when I came out, his assistant was sitting, and he called me. Sir, you please don't argue further with that superintendent engineer, because he is a mechanical engineer. So then I realized, where are we? Why this mechanical engineering is sitting in place of a civil engineer and dictating the terms at his will and wish. So then my investigation started from there. So many RTIs we put, and we came to know that the whole thing is so rotten that everybody is in civil engineering, and every Dick and Harry, what we call, is capable of doing a construction work or civil engineering works or whatever the things he wants to do it. So this is where we started something to do for this thing to set some, at least something. So then we started understanding the whole issue in a broader perspective. And I think you may be aware that our professionalism in civil engineering webinar was conducted, 10 episode webinar. We understood the subjects from various expertises. Our Mahesh Tendency, Vij, and so many other people had come. So this is where our engineering bill is required. This is point number one. Okay. Number two, I will take another 2 minutes. Then you specifically mentioned about so many associations. You know, every subject we have got an association, not subject, every chapter we have got an association in India, for that matter. And every district has got a engineering association, every taluka place has got an association, nowadays every village is also coming up with an association. So, whereas the one association never recognizes the other association, that is another part of it. And industry never mingles with the academia, or academia never mingles with the industry. And government engineers say, no, we are the bosses, we don't want to mingle with you, private engineers. This is the fact. I am very sorry, sir. This thing, please excuse me for these comments. See, CED 46, when it was going on.
Just focus on this now. Just the brief, we will discuss all those issues. Now, just answer now. My question is that why you think that present draft engineers bill do not fulfill your aspiration, or why it is lacking? Draft engineers bill.
Yeah, number one, we don't have the unity. That is what I was coming to.
So that is not to the, but why, that draft is already there. So what is the issue you think?
Yeah, in the draft, see, we have our Karnataka Professional Civil Engineers Act, and the draft main lacuna is it is not a professionals bill. It is another government organization.
That already said. Yes.
That is already said. And the manner, how the members are selected or the council members are selected is also not properly enumerated. See, what we have also given the representation, the way we have to study the other professional bodies, maybe doctors, bar council, and dentist council is there, and nursing council is there. It is well organized, well oiled. See, all the professionals, they are first the professionals and then either government or private or here or there. So everybody has to have the representation there, and then they have to elect either based on the region or based on the strength and things like that. Whereas in our case, it is not like that. It is totally based on some association and based on some other criteria.
So essentially, you and Alok both are saying that it doesn't have a correct representation in the council. Yeah. That is one major issue. Another thing which I think is that since civil engineering or any other engineering has so many subfields, so how it will take care of that, that is also to be decided. That is not very clear. And also, I think you mentioned, but I think you are not be very clear, that there is an issue between the civil engineering and the architecture, and particularly those involved into a building design or something. So there is certain overlap areas, and because of that overlap areas, how this engineer's bill or draft will address those issues, the architect versus, because there will always be certain areas which are overlapping between two engineering disciplines or two professions. So I think this kind of a thing should also be addressed in some way in the engineering draft bill.